When the evening becomes quiet, you can usually feel the difference between peace and loneliness. At first, the silence may be pleasant. The dishes are put away, the light outside the window is soft, and no one is asking anything from you. After many years of working, raising families, keeping appointments, solving problems, and carrying responsibilities, a calm room can feel like a reward. I understand that feeling very well. There are evenings when I sit with my tea and think, yes, this quiet is good. Then, on some nights, the quiet changes its shape. Maybe something small happened during the day, something too ordinary to call important. The oranges at the market were sweeter than usual. A neighbour waved from across the street. Your knee felt better in the morning, then reminded you of itself after lunch. These little pieces of life are not emergencies, so you do not call anyone. You tell yourself there is no reason to bother people with such small things. Yet when no one receives the small stories of our day, the day can begin to feel thinner. Many older people know this without needing a long explanation. You can have food in the kitchen, a roof above you, medicine in the cabinet, and a television speaking in the corner while still feeling that something human is missing. The heart does not only ask to be protected, it asks to be recognized. It wants a familiar voice, a face that remembers you, and a person who notices when your usual smile has become a little tired. In Okinawa, the islands far south of mainland Japan, there is an old custom that has always seemed very wise to me. It is called Moai. In Okinawan life, a Moai is a small circle of people who meet regularly and support one another. Long ago, some groups helped people pool money or assist with practical needs. Over time, for many families and villages, it also became a circle of companionship. People gathered, talked, shared food, laughed gently, and helped each other remain part of life. I first understood the meaning of Moai not from a book, but from watching older people in a quiet Okinawan neighbourhood many years ago. The afternoon air smelled of warm earth after rain, and the sea was not far away. A few elders were walking slowly toward a modest house with tiled roofing and flowers near the gate. Nobody looked hurried. One woman carried a small dish wrapped in cloth. A man brought fruit. Another person arrived with nothing in his hands but a smile that said he had come many times before. Inside, they sat together without ceremony. Tea was poured, the weather was discussed, a sore shoulder was mentioned, and someone made a joke about growing older, more slowly, than the weeds in the garden. From outside, it may have looked like ordinary people passing the time. To me, it looked like something deeper. Each person had a place in that room. They were expected, and because they were expected, they arrived a little more alive. That is the quiet strength of Moai. People often speak about Okinawa because of food, gardening, walking, and long life. Those things matter, of course, but health is not only what sits in the bowl, it is also who sits near the bowl. A simple meal can nourish the body, while a familiar companion can nourish the part of us that wants to stay connected to the world. The principle behind Moai is very simple. A person should not have to wait until loneliness becomes unbearable before contact happens. When friendship has a regular rhythm, care arrives earlier. It comes before the heavy silence. It comes before the feeling that no one would notice if you stayed home too long. It comes through a weekly tea, a shared walk, a small gathering, or a phone call that both people treat as real. This regularity is important. A surprise visit can lift the spirit, and a kind message can brighten a morning, but repeated connection becomes part of the bones of the week. You wake up and know that Thursday has tea in it, Sunday has a familiar voice in it. Saturday has a slow walk in it. The calendar is no longer just a record of appointments and bills. It becomes a small map of belonging. Human beings are shaped by what repeats. One healthy meal is pleasant, while a gentle eating habit can change how a person feels over time. A single walk may clear the mind, while a walking routine gives the body a path to remember. Friendship works in a similar way. It becomes trustworthy when it returns. This is why saying, "Call me if you need anything," is kind, but often not enough. Many lonely people will not call. They do not want to trouble others, and they may not even know what to ask for. A recurring circle removes some of that weight. The meeting already exists. The cup is already waiting. No one has to prove they are lonely enough to deserve company. There is another part of Moai that I respect very much. It is not only about pleasant conversation. In a real community, friends notice practical things. A person may need help understanding a letter. Another may need a ride to an appointment. One friend may bring soup after a difficult week, while another quietly checks whether someone has been eating enough. These acts are small, but they keep people visible. Of course, this is not medical advice. If you have health concerns, follow the guidance of your doctor or a qualified professional. Loneliness can also become serious, and there is no shame in seeking proper help when the heart feels too heavy. Moai is not a cure, and it is not a magic answer to every difficulty. Its wisdom is gentler. It reminds us that people do better when they are not allowed to disappear from one another. As we grow older, visibility becomes more precious than many people realize. When someone expects you at a table, you may put on a clean shirt even if you attempted to stay in your old clothes all day. If a friend asks how you slept, you may notice your own body more honestly. During a slow walk, you may move a little farther than you would have alone. When the group laughs at an old story, the mind wakes up and stretches in a quiet way. Before we continue, may I ask you something small? If this story is making you think of someone you have not spoken to in a while, write their first name in the comments. Not anything private, just a name, or even the word someone. Sometimes, seeing so many names together reminds us that none of us is the only person carrying this feeling. And if these quiet lessons from Japanese life bring you comfort, you are welcome to subscribe and stay with me. I share these habits slowly, one at a time, like tea poured carefully into a cup. None of this needs to be exaggerated. It is ordinary human warmth. And ordinary warmth can be very powerful. You may be listening from a place far from Okinawa. Perhaps you do not live in a village where neighbors have known one another since childhood. Your family may be busy, scattered, or gone. Old friends may have moved away. Some people watching this may feel that the time for building new circles has already passed. I do not believe that. The heart of Moai can travel because it is not about copying another culture perfectly. It is about refusing to leave connection only to chance. You can begin with one safe person. Think of someone who makes you feel calm after speaking with them. It might be an old friend, a cousin, a neighbor, someone from a place of worship, a former co-worker, or even a person you often greet but have never truly invited closer. Choose kindness before excitement. A good companion does not need to be impressive. What matters is whether you can be simple with that person. Life is already complicated enough. A small circle should make breathing easier. The invitation should be clear and gentle. Many people say, we should get together sometime, and then sometime disappears. Give the idea a place to sit down. You might say, "I'm trying to stay more connected. Would you like to have tea with me on Thursday mornings?" Another simple invitation could be, "I take a slow walk after lunch on Saturdays. I would enjoy your company this week." For someone who lives far away, a regular phone call can become a real thread if it happens at the same time and is treated with respect. Begin small enough that the other person can say yes without feeling burdened. A cup of tea is enough. 15 minutes on the phone is enough. A walk to the corner and back can be enough. The purpose is not to create a busy social life overnight. The purpose is to plant a connection that can be watered again. After the first connection becomes steady, you may invite another person. Let the circle grow like a garden, not like a project. 3 people can make a warm beginning. 4 or 5 may give the group more strength, because if one person is tired or away, the circle still continues. Size matters less than trust. A crowded room without trust is noise. A small room with trust can feel like shelter. Keep the gathering simple. Tea at the kitchen table, soup in the afternoon, fruit shared after a walk, or a bench in the park can all be enough. If food is involved, it should fit your life and your health needs. There is no need to impress anyone with perfect dishes or perfect manners. The easier the gathering is, the more likely it will return. As your small circle forms, allow both lightness and honesty. A group that only complains may become heavy, while a group that pretends everything is wonderful may feel false. Healthy friendship has room for the garden, the weather, an old memory, a recipe, a worry, and a laugh that arrives at the wrong moment but heals something anyway. You can ask gentle questions such as how the week has been or whether anyone needs help with something small. Then listen without rushing to fix every answer. One practice I like is noticing absence kindly. If a friend misses the meeting, do not turn it into drama or judgment. Send a simple message. "We missed you today. I hope you are all right." For a person who feels forgotten, those few words can be like a hand on the shoulder. Another helpful practice is giving the circle a small tradition. Perhaps the first person to arrive makes tea. Maybe each meeting begins with one good thing from the week. Your group might celebrate birthdays with a small sweet or take the same short walk every time. Repetition gives the circle memory, and memory gives people a reason to return. If you feel shy about starting, please remember that many people are lonelier than they appear. They may smile in public, answer that they are fine, and go home to evenings that feel much like yours. An invitation does not have to be grand to be brave. Saying, "I would enjoy seeing you more often," may open a door that has been closed for years. Family, when it is loving, is a great blessing. Still, family cannot always carry every social need. Adult children may be busy. A spouse may not share every interest. Friends of the same season of life can understand certain changes without long explanations. They know what it means when the body asks for patience, when retirement makes the day too open, when memories grow louder, and when independence begins to require courage. This is why the Okinawan habit feels so wise to me. It builds small bridges before the river becomes too wide. Friendship is treated not as a luxury, but as something practical and worthy of care. Like a garden, it needs regular attention. You water it, give it light, clear away small misunderstandings, and accept that some seasons will be quieter than others. Tonight, if the room feels too still, try one small action. Think of a name and write it somewhere you can see it. Tomorrow, send a message or make a call with a clear invitation. Ask for 1 cup of tea, 1 walk, or 1 regular check-in. If the answer is no, you have not failed. Some seeds do not take root, so we plant another with patience. Over the next month, pay attention to how people leave you feeling after you speak with them. The ones who make your shoulders drop and your breathing soften may be the ones to invite closer. Protect your little circle from cruel gossip, repeated arguments, and obligations that become too heavy. A Moai should include responsibility, but it should also include warmth. It should make life feel more possible. When I walk home after sitting with people I care about, my house is still quiet. The room has not changed. The chair is where I left it. The teacup waits on the table, and evening still comes through the window. Yet the silence feels different because it has a thread running through it. Somewhere a friend remembers my story. Somewhere there is another cup waiting next week. Perhaps that is what many of us are really looking for as we grow older. Not constant noise and not a calendar filled just so we can pretend to be busy, but a few steady threads. A place where we are expected, a voice that knows our name, and a small circle that reminds us we are still part of the human family. If this Okinawan practice speaks to you, begin gently. Place 1 more cup on the table, even if only in your imagination for now. Let it remind you that friendship is not only something from the past, it can still be built slowly, honestly, and with great tenderness. And if you would like more quiet lessons from Japanese life, you are welcome to stay with me here. We will keep learning at an old man's pace, like neighbours walking the same road at sunset. May your week contain 1 familiar voice, 1 shared laugh, and 1 small circle that helps your heart feel at home again.